we need to go to our Azure portal in order to work with that. Okay, I will provide you the URL of this. But before that, let's come to have some introduction about what Azure environment is. So Azure is a cloud platform where we can see there are multiple number of services that is present, right? So this is a cloud infrastructure, like we used to do Excel thing in our system, right? Then that file will just get stored in our localhost system, not on a cloud environment. We cannot access that same file from anywhere on the internet until and unless we don't upload it on any of the cloud infrastructure. So that is what it is, a cloud infrastructure environment, or you can say it in the term of cloud computing as well, where we are storing our data on the cloud environment, and from there we are trying to analyze our data, do multiple operations, we can do multiple automation tasks, we can create the infrastructure and all. So we will discuss about each one of them one by one. All right, there are multiple categories you can see for which Azure is providing the services. There is a large number of services present of Azure. Like if we discuss about AI and machine learning, so for that we have AI Studio and machine learning itself is a service. Then some of the APIs which is present, so you can see the entire list of it, like this is for computer vision, for reading the face APIs. Microsoft Azure is already providing these specific APIs. All right, now let's come from the very basic and not complicate the entire thing. So we will directly come to the data analytics part. Some of the prerequisites before looking in these videos are, you should be aware about some of the SQL queries, that how you need to write the SQL queries, how exactly a database is working. All right, you need to be aware about what relational data is, how we are going to deal with it. I will give you an overview, but if you have an idea, that will be very well for you. All right, so when we come to analytics, you can see there are multiple services which is present, right? For data exploration, we have Power BI, Data Shares, Data Explore, Data Catalog, Real-Time Analytics, Event Hub for streaming data and all. So there are multiple services of Azure just for specific analytics section. In case you need to know, definitely it's not possible for me to give an overview in just a minute that what exactly each services belong to, what is the exact work for it, but I will give you this specific link. This link will be provided in the description, this URL, where you can see all the major services of Azure, whichever are the major data services, okay, data related services that you can see on this specific URL. Like this is a cloud platform that perform the application, that powers the application and infrastructure for the some of the world's largest organization, for any heavy load of work data or any small amount of data, anything Microsoft Azure can handle. Some of the services of Microsoft Azure are like Azure SQL, under which we have 3 different categories of Azure SQL present. So all these descriptions you can see from this specific URL. You can read the information and accordingly you can think that which service of Azure is useful for you, because before entering the Azure environment you should be aware about what is your business requirement specifically, and as per your business requirement itself you need to choose a service of Azure. This is the list of most popular services, among which I think most of the things will be done from this itself. Like let's talk about one of them. Okay, in this video I will be talking about one of the service, that is Azure Synapse Analytics. All right, so Azure Synapse Analytics, you can see it is a platform as a service, right? There are three types of services provided on cloud infrastructure. One is platform as a service, where the entire platform is provided for doing the data analytics. You can do the pipelining thing, like you can manage the entire process, you can automate the entire process by just putting your data inside the pipelines, means the whole process will be done automatically as per the schedule. All right, second one, we can write SQL queries in order to work with the data, and that is running on SQL database engine. So inside this Synapse Analytics, we have inbuilt SQL database engine which is used in order to read the data and optimize the data warehouses workloads. So for that purpose, we use SQL infrastructures. Then moving ahead, we have inbuilt Apache Spark present in Azure Synapse Analytics. And what is exactly Apache Spark? So it is an open source distributed data processing that supports multiple programming languages and APIs including Java, Scala, Python and SQL. So if you are aware about any of the languages, you can easily work with Azure Synapse Analytics. This is the first point it got clear, right? Then what is the exact use of it? Why will you choose this service and for which specific task you are going to choose Synapse Analytics? You need to first understand that. So data engineers are using the Synapse Analytics in order to create a unified data analytics solution that combines data ingestion, pipelining, data warehouse storage, lakehouse storage through a single service. So this means that through this single service, that is Azure Synapse Analytics, we can do multiple things. Like data ingestion means ingesting our data in our databases, right? Through what? Through pipeline. That will be automatically done. After once we schedule it, the entire pipeline will run the data. Like let's suppose you have been given a task that on each of the first of every month we need the attendance list of all the employees. So in that case, you will have to do what? You will have to export the attendance list of all the employees from any CRM or any backend portal, and from there you need to extract the data and push the data, upload the data to some specific database, and then only you can analyze that which employee took the most number of leaves or which employee has taken leave on which specific date and all those things. Either you can do in the Excel sheet if you have a small data, or if you have a very large amount of data, then you need to analyze that data using some data analytics tool. Alright, so that is one of the example for which it is used. Apart from this, you can use this for multiple things. Like you can see, we can either use to store the data in the data warehouse where we store relational data, or we can use the data lake storage, which is used to store any type of data, structured, semi-structured or non-structured data are stored out in the data lake storage. Okay, so through this one single service, we can perform all the type of analytics. All right, so the same things we are going to implement in our lab. Okay, and you can also see that data analysts use SQLs and Spark pools. So what is the Spark pools? So let's understand the specific term Spark pools in very simple word. Now there is a word that you all are aware about, that is swimming pool. Swimming pool. So let's break that word, swimming and pool. So pool is what? A kind of space, right, or an environment where you go to swim. Similarly, Spark pool is what? An environment or a space where Spark is running. And what is Spark? So you have read that Apache Spark is an open source distributed data processing system. Means it does what? Spark pool will break your data, distribute your data into multiple small work clusters, and we'll discuss about what clusters is in ahead when we'll discuss in this specific videos for that. So this is a Spark environment which distributes the data and processes them along with multiple programming languages in a higher rate. Okay, using which tool? Using notebook, which is similar to Jupyter notebooks, in order to analyze the data and take the advantage of integration with other services like Azure Machine Learning, Power BI, in order to create data models and extract insights from the data. What does it means? So it means that when we store our data, right, when we store our data inside a data lake or inside a data warehouse, from there we can use it on any of the services of Azure. Like we can use it for machine learning, we can use it for Power BI, which means using this specific data lake, we can link this data lake as a data source in any of the services of Azure. Alright, and that is why it is called as we can link it up with multiple services of Azure. So this was just a description which I gave for one of the services of Azure. Similarly, you can explore the others as well. I have not discussed others, like you can see Databricks, which is part of Azure, a service of Azure, which combines the Apache Spark data processing platform with SQL database. So this is also doing what? This is creating a Spark pool, that is Spark environment, and using Apache Spark. It is also doing the same stuff. So other services of Azure are performing the same thing, whereas Azure Synapse Analytics is called as an end-to-end data analytics solution in Azure. End-to-end means what? From the very beginning, extracting the data to performing any analytics of data, anything can be automated on Azure Synapse Analytics. So all the services you can get at one place. So definitely, if you get all your required material at one specific mall, you won't go to different malls in order to just look for few items, right? So that is how Azure Synapse Analytics stands apart from others. Alright, in the next video we are going to discuss about how we can work with Azure Synapse Analytics practically. Alright, so see you in the next video.